Hey, this is Rene. Welcome back to another video with another product test for an expert advisor on MT5. And today we will be testing the advanced gold trading expert advisor. So I just read the MT5 page and didn't test it yet. So we will do this together. First of all, the first line is something that I read for multiple expert advisor on the MT5 platform already. They are always writing something like there are only 3, 4, 5, whatever copies left at a specific price, and then the price will increase. In this case, it is a little bit weird that he says there are only copies left at $3.99 and he's selling it for $2.99. But let's not talk about this too much. Let's have a look at the MT5 page for now. Maybe we can see something here already. So the first thing I realized is the first thing is the price. The second thing I realized is he says he has more than 80 signals. So yeah, we can have a look at one or two of these signals and then at the page where he shows all of them, and we will already see a lot. So here you can see the first signal somehow went bankrupt, so he kind of lost all his money. And at this point, I mean, we will have a look at the expert advisor, but at this point, if you see something like this, I mean, I can nearly guarantee you what this system will look like. This is most likely another martingale and grid trading expert advisor, because here the account balance looks really fine. He makes profits, and then all of a sudden the balance curve drops and he pretty much lost all of the money. He should take away the signal from the MT5 store if he wants to sell more copies of this EA, I think. But let's have a look at the next signals. So we can see here this signal is not available anymore. Probably he took it away because it didn't work as he wanted it to work. And this signal looks really good. I mean, he made a nice profit of over 50%. And yeah. So we cannot say something about this signal, but what we can say is here the reliability is displayed as really low, which means that the signal is not as stable as it should be probably. So let's have a look at the rest of the signals. So you can see you can view up to 80 signals here. So I also opened this. And you can see there are a lot of EAs that he is selling. So he's not only providing one EA, he's providing a lot of EAs. And they're always, the price range is always around 200 to I think $300 US. And this is, I mean, from the pricing standpoint, this is absolute okay. I mean, if he's putting his work into an expert advisor and if he is providing some software, it is okay to have a pricing around this level, but it's always up to what is the idea and how is he communicating this idea. So let's have a look. Down here you can see he's also providing a lot of signals, and you can see a lot of these signals are making really big profits. And I think this is the initial deposit, which is really low for all of these accounts. That's kind of typical because, I mean, you do not want to risk too much of your money with a highly risky system. And you can see already here the drawdowns are relatively high. I mean, 50%, that's a relatively high drawdown. And this also indicates that this is somehow a really risky program. This is probably another martingale program. Another 40% drawdown, 30% drawdown, blah. And you can see what is also really interesting is if you have a look at the weeks here, for how long the programs are running, we can see that he starts programs nearly every week. And this is really interesting because if you worked with these martingale systems before, here even 80% drawdown, you will realize the algorithm is you build positions and you increase the position size if it's not going well, and sometimes it will crash your account. But this is highly dependent on your luck or misfortune pretty much, because if you start the program at a different point of time, like this a series of trades that leads to the collapse of your account, it might start at a different point of time. So if you have like 1 or 2 weeks in between of your signals, like the starting point is always like 1 or 2 weeks apart from each other, it will lead to the result that some of your programs, some of your signals will crash pretty much, but maybe the one that you started 1 week before this or 1 week afterwards, it might not crash, because it just did not make this specific first trade that leads to this series of trades that makes the account collapse. Hope I was able to explain this. It's a little bit hard for me to explain. But yeah, you can see this is why he just opens so many different, or just starts so many signals. Because if some of these signals do not work out, like here or here, I think if we come back like in a week or so, he probably takes away these signals because they are not really looking that good. And then he will only keep the signals that are working really good. And I think if we have a look here, we will probably not find a bad signal with a really big drawdown that has more than 3, 4, 5 weeks. So this pretty much, yeah, here he has one with 10 weeks. Don't know why he's not taking this signal offline. But yeah, this is my thought about why he's using or providing so many signals. But let's come back to the strategy. So we talked about the signals. Then he has this. He says there's a recommended testing period. Of course, we will not only test this period because we want our own results. And then he says, of course, what everyone on the MT5 store says, you should contact the seller once you purchase the program, so he can give you the installation guide and the settings for the program. But yeah. I think this is something the MT5 sellers say, because I mean, everyone can download a free demo and test the program, but the seller might say that if you do not have the right settings, the program is not perfect. So you first have to buy it to get like the perfect settings. But in my opinion, there are no real perfect settings, because perfect settings are only optimized for the historical performance or the historical price movement. But in the future, who knows? I mean, price movement can change. And then he says something about it's a trend following technique, but I honestly do not really believe this, because everything looks like it's a martingale system, and that means in most cases that only the first trade is a trend following trade and the rest will be like this grid ladder that increases the volume. Then he has a news filter, and we cannot use the news filter in backtesting. That is correct, because news filters cannot be used in backtesting, so we will not be able to test this. And then he has a smart filter to avoid unexpected falling rising gap. And this is really interesting. I was wondering what he means with this. And if we have a look here at the pictures, he has a picture about the smart filter. Here, he says there's a smart filter to avoid trading in this time period. And I mean, I'm not sure, but I hope you all know that you are able to place some code in your EA that prevents trading in a specific time period. So he could, I don't say that he did this, but he could just say in his EA that this EA should not trade like from February 24th, 12 o'clock until, I don't know, February 24, 20 o'clock. So you might put some code like this into your EA. I'm not saying he did this, but you can do this. And this is why you should always like do your own testing and not only like trust someone who puts tests online. Because I mean, everyone can post a picture of a backtest like this. You can even fake this. This has to mean nothing, not a single thing. So this is really important. Do not trust any backtest you see in the web. Always do your own testing and always like try to understand exactly what the strategy does. Because otherwise it's a complete black box and the seller can put anything he wants in the source code. And that's a huge trust that you have to put in the seller. Okay, so this is about like what we should trade, and this is what we will do. Of course, we trade gold because this is a gold EA, and then the 1 hour chart. So let's go back to let's jump into backtesting. Let's open the MetaTrader 5, and if you do not have this program downloaded, as I also do not have, you can click in the navigator on market, then you click on buy from market, and then you just searched for advanced gold EA. And you will find it here. And then we click on it. And wait. Advanced gold. There it is. Yeah, I think I will just choose like the first one. So we can download a demo here. And once we did this, we are able to test this. We're able to test this in the strategy tester. So you can open the strategy tester by clicking on view strategy tester. There it is. And then you click on overview, visualize, and then you can make all the settings. So first of all, you should select the program, click on market, advanced gold trading, MT5 or MT4 or whatever you use. Then we should use the gold market as recommended, of course. And we choose some testing period. I will choose like starting from 2020 to 2022. Then we will have a look at the inputs, and I didn't look at them yet, but we can see, for example, if we can read something from the inputs here. So open trade in new candle probably just means that we only open once per bar. We can do this. New orders true, so we want to open buy and sell orders, of course, so we leave everything as it is. Allowing support manual orders doesn't matter in the testing because we cannot place manual orders anyways. Max trades 12. This is cool because you can risk like the amount of trades you make. This is a little bit of a risk limiting factor, and I like that he put it here. Initial volume. Yeah, this is the starting volume, the volume multiplier, and the max volume. I mean, as you can see, everything indicates that this will be a martingale system where we increase the lot size. Then we have the take profit points, and we can use a trailing stop. The default setting says that we should not use it. I don't know. I will just go with the default settings, I think. And profit points 50. 50 is not a lot, by the way, for a gold system because gold has a lot of price movement. Probably we will have to increase this later on. Then we have the scalping parameters. So we can use a scalping mode. And here it's kind of hard to interpret what this mode does. And this is what I was talking about. If you do not have the source code of a program, it's pretty much a black box. So we cannot really see what this does, but we will just leave it as it is here, I think. Maximum spread, starting hours, this seems to be a time filter. We do not use it. Money management, this is the magic hard stop loss order selection. Okay, yeah. This means that if we have a hard stop loss, then we close all the trades with this magic number, and we could also close all the trades in the whole account. We have a hard stop loss option, which is really cool, which means that if we lose too much money with a series of trades, for example, 100 euro or 1,000 or whatever your like risk money amount is, then we can say that we want to close all the positions. And we have the possibility to use auto lots. Yeah, I think we will do this because it usually means that the risk is adjusted to our balance in the account. This will mean for every 0.01 lots in our bank account, No, sorry, for every 1,000 euro in our bank account, we will risk 0.01 lots for the first trade of a series, I think. This is really common in a lot of expert advisor, and it's a kind of a good mechanism to increase the lot size when your account balance is increasing, or reduce the lot size when your account balance is falling apart. So, reduce loss mode. Reduce loss. I don't really know what this means, but yeah, we will just keep it as it is right now. This means DCA parameters. I have no idea what this means. First orders, order to start DCA. Probably it's an indicator. We will see it when we start, I think. So we have draw profit parameters. Okay, this is probably just the information in the chart. And then we will have the last section here, which is the smart filter parameter. Supply and demand filter. Okay, we have some filter options. I will not be able to explain them completely without seeing the code, I think. But we have a lot of filter here. And this probably means that we are filtering US dollar, Japanese yen, and euro news. So if there are important news, I think we will not trade 60 minutes before and after the news. I mean, this is something, as I said, we cannot test this in the strategy tester because you cannot use news in the strategy tester. This also means that you can decide what news you want to filter. This is really cool, but again, we cannot test this. Okay, so let's just run the program here. I think everything is set up correctly. 1 hour chart as it was recommended. So if we click start, we will open another window here. I hope so, at least. I think we will have to download data first. And then we will start a test in another window. And then we will see how it goes. So probably I have the wrong data source here. No, this is correct. Oh, I was not connected to the internet. Okay, so now we can download data here and start the test. I'm really curious. Okay, so what we see here in the upper left corner, there's some kind of a panel that shows us like the most important information about the expert advisor. This looks cool. It's a bunch of objects that you put in the chart, also with a nice little picture here. Yeah, I mean, this has no influence on the strategy, obviously. It's just like nice to see and to have a nice overview over the program. I mean, this new orders, it's probably for manual orders. And then we have a button to close all the orders, which is also quite cool. Okay, so here we are seeing the first trades. Whoa, this is going fast. Okay, so let's have a look here. So what we see is, yeah, we're really doing a lot of trades, and we have a really small profit. So we are really using like this 50 points for the profit, and this is looking quite good so far. We are not using a take profit or a stop loss. There was a sell trade. There was another sell trade. I mean, this is like, I think I will not be able to figure out when trades are made, because we do not see, or do we see indicators here somewhere? No, we do not see indicators. Since he opened multiple charts here, we know that he uses multiple time frames. So it seems to use the M15 chart, the daily, the weekly, and the monthly chart to make some analysis in the background. We cannot really say what it is. But what we can see is that these trades are always placed, and they have this like TP line here where it will close the positions. This is not a fixed TP that is sent to the broker. This is just a TP line. So the expert advisor will monitor if this line is hit and if the trades are 50 points in profit, and then it will close them all. So yeah, this is really interesting. And there's no stop loss, at least not with the default settings, which means that I'm pretty sure that at some point we will open another sell position. There it is. Let's see if we can get like the distance. Seems to be 750 points. So I think we should find this somewhere in the settings. There are 750 points. So orders to start DCA. Dynamic. Yeah, I think that for every 750 points, we will see another order. And then we will increase the lot size. Okay, this probably means that after 6 orders, after 6 sell orders, for example, we will increase the distance to 1,800 points between each order, and then we will increase it with a multiple of 1.2 for every next order. This is what I assume right now. If we can see 7 consecutive orders, we will see if it is like this. This would be really interesting. Let's see if there are 750 points here again. Yes, there are 750 points. And you can see here, like the TP line, it always moves like further ahead because as we open more positions, and you can see here the position size is increasing, of course, because this is like some kind of lot factor, and we will see it somewhere in the settings, I think. So we should see the lot factor somewhere. Oh, volume multiplier, 1.8. So this is our multiplier. So we will always increase the lot size by 1.8, starting from the last trade, I think. Another order, and we can just hope that, now we hit the take profit, so all of the orders are closed, and you can see even though the drawdown was like 10% in between, we then closed and we made a profit. But the profit is really small, of course, compared to the drawdown that we were risking here. And yeah. Again, in the upper left corner here, we can see this information in the chart, but this is pretty much just the profit. And we can also see it here in the tester toolbox. And yeah, it's still a nice overview of the trading. So now we're waiting for another signal. And I think, let me speed this up a little bit. Yeah, you can see most of these trades are obviously hitting the take profit like really fast because this is using a really small distance from the entry to the take profit level. So it's really, in most cases, it's hitting the take profit like really fast. But at this point I think that's pretty much, I think, all I can say about the system. So it is a martingale system. It uses a grid mechanism where we increase the lot size if one position is not going into the take profit as we expected it. So this is like really typical stuff. Now I would like to see a losing series of 7 trades to see how everything is going. Oh, this is interesting. There are oh yeah, I think we only open a trade once per bar. This is because we set the setting here. Open trade in new candle. I think if we set this to true, we might open multiple trades in the same bar. For example, here we lost more than 700 points in a bar, but we only opened with the next bar. So this is probably because we had the setting like this. But yeah, after all, this is a martingale grid system. I do not know the entry for the first position, but afterwards it's just like the same as with any other program that uses these mechanisms pretty much. So there's nothing new, nothing fancy here. Now you know what it does. I mean, you can use it. I'm not saying it's a bad strategy or bad system, but you should know what it means. This is a high-risk system, as a lot of these systems are. And what I like about this program is that you have all the options here to risk, to limit your risk. For example, you can say there were some of these settings where you can say, wait, where is it? You can say here, reduce loss mode. I think you can use this to reduce the loss, but what I wanted to show is, yeah, where is it? Hard stop loss in money. You can say, for example, I only want to lose a maximum of 1,000 euro, and then all the trades will be closed. So this is really nice that it has this option, and you are able to close all the positions once you made a specific loss. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about this strategy, I think. So I will not be able to like program this exact strategy, but I already did a similar strategy. I can show it to you on YouTube. Just search for win nearly every trade. I think something like this. And if you search for this, you will see this programming tutorial, free MT5 Forex expert advisor that wins nearly every setup, 99% win rate, which is a really similar system, I think. So if you are interested in martingale grid systems, just copy the code from this video and you can use a system which is pretty similar, like this one here, I think. And yeah, that's it. In the end, I think I will just run one complete backtest for this year now, or for the 3 years, and this will be the rest or the end of the testing here. So let me disable the visual mode, so testing will be a little bit faster, and then I will leave you on your own until we see each other in the next video. Always leave me in the comments below, leave me your opinion about the system. Is it worth the money? Did you use it before? What are your experiences? I think this is a great way of sharing like experiences with expert advisor in the community. And if someone made like really good or really bad experiences, he can share it. So other people can decide after reading it if they still want to buy the program. And yeah, what the pros and cons of the system are. So this would be highly appreciated if you could share your experiences in the comment section below. And as always, you can always leave me some recommendations for upcoming video ideas. I cannot like respond to all the ideas because I'm only able to publish a video like every 2 or 3 days, I think. But I read all the comments, and I always take inspiration from this, and I often take ideas from the comments for my next videos. So, okay, I let this test run for an hour now, and as you can see here, it is not really going any further. I think it is because we have this like really big drawdown. Probably we cannot open another position. I cannot really read anything in the journal. I believe that there's some kind of infinite loop in there. I don't know, maybe, but I mean, at some point this expert advisor is no longer able to operate, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, we see where this is going. This is the classical, typical martingale grid system, whatever. It's always the same. And yeah, it will go good until it isn't anymore. So yeah, I hope I was able to give you a little insight in this expert advisor. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and see you next video. Until then, have a great time. Bye.